All right, boy, oh boy, oh boy, today was crazy. I am victorious today, not by a huge amount. Today I'm up 468 bucks, and yeah, I'm happy about that today because today was an absolute roller coaster. My brain feels like scrambled eggs in here. So I want to dive into today's recap, show you guys what I traded, and I'm going to be honest here, I traded a ton of trades today. So I'm not going to go over every single one for you. I'll just share with you which ones I traded and how I did on them and my performance. So let's go straight into today's performance. Just to give you guys a quick summary on this. Let's look at this chart right here, which is crazy. Okay, this is my intraday balance and performance here. This describes how crazy today was. And I don't know, I probably should have stopped a long time ago, but at the same time, I'm green on the day. And mind you this, I'm up my highest at any one point. So I ended the day here literally at 3 p.m. Central Time. And my last trade was like a couple seconds before the bell rang. So I'm happy about it. And it was just a very stressful day. It was kind of ripping your hair out. I was just back and forth, red and green so many different times. Look at this. So taking as many trades as I did, being green, let's see how many times. I was red, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 different times I went into the red. And I was able to grind out of that. So here's what's important today is my performance was not good at all. And when I really look at this chart, it's kind of embarrassing, but it's how it goes. And I need to hone this skill of getting better because look at this. I take so many trades in the right direction. Problem is they're so small, so many different scalp trades that get me to a good place. And then I have one big nasty red trade that just destroys so much of my progress. So it's like I take all these steps forward and then a massive step backwards. And that is due to my performance. It's what I'm picking. It's when I'm deciding to hop in. So I'll see if I can show you some of those in particular. Those trades where I just like either a horrible setup or horrible stock, probably even both. And show you how I create these nasty red backdraws that are no good. Because I did that too many times today. Look at this first one. Huge loss that took me from positive 300 down to negative 300. So right there, a $600 loss in one trade. Horrible. And then I got a little frustrated about that, decided to get back in the game, and it was a good move on my part. It's just that it took me so many trades. Look how many trades it took me to get me neutral. Finally got neutral. Then I went positive, another 300, all-time high of 335. Okay, great there. And then, 2 stupid trades again takes me back to neutral. Then I climb from there all the way up to 432. So it's like making these progressions, and then like that, all the way up to 432, now down to negative 217. So back and forth, just ripping my hair out. My brain feels like scrambled eggs. And I stuck in the game today. A whole lot of trades, traded all day today. And I'm glad I did. But there's a lot to learn from today's performance. So anyways, let's rattle off real quick what I traded. ALF was one of the main ones. PETZ, which was the stupid stock that I should have never touched, and that's one that took me on my first negative streaks, took me down. So I'll show you that one on PETZ. Went back to, I started trading TRCH, TRCH, Then OBLN, which was pretty decent. Had some potential there. Back to ALF. Moved over to CLSD. It's another extremely stupid move on BNSO. Should have never traded that one. And back and forth on all the other ones. So let's just do some recap real quick. First of all, I want to go straight into PETZ, where I made my big stupid first maneuver here. PETZ. Okay, so this one pulled up the chart. What happens here? Of course, I get into some of these stocks that look like they might have some opportunity here. I know I traded PETZ in the past. I can't remember exactly how I did. Probably, I'm thinking not well on it, but it is a previous runner. It's had different areas where it runs up, and had a huge run here in the past, all the way up to 14 bucks. So yearly chart wise, you know, looking at that, you know, it does have potential, but it doesn't hold anything. So if you're being conscious of that, okay, you're fine to trade it if you know what you're getting into. And for me, here's the problem. No volume all day long, then boom, explodes out of nowhere. No news, so don't know why this thing's popping up, but decide to just jump into it. And I think I wanted to wait just a sec for it to prove itself. Let me check on my timestamp real quick to show you. See if I can find my exactly when I bought in my first. 11:51. Yeah, 11:51. Okay, actually my first trade my first trade on it was not too bad. Bought in at 344, got out at 350, so decent there. It was on my second one that I think I really... Nope, it was on the second one. Or had to be the third. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Third trade on it. I'm going in, I just see this thing absolutely explode, and I'm getting some FOMO because I did sell into this. I got a good sell in here, and now I felt like it was way too early. So the thing is just exploding up, and I decide to hop in. I get in at 4. I think I tried to sell, and I think I held it for just a second. Got in at 4, hit its big move, and comes ripping back down. And let's see, it dropped so hard so fast, I was already red on it, that I decided to just pick up a little bit more shares at 372. So I did that, hoping we get a quick curl up and I could just jump out of there for a nice little profit. And it didn't go my way. So we get in the backside of this move, and because we had such a dramatic rip up, it's just nothing held there. And as it came down, you know, crossed my break-even point. Once again, I bought in at 372, a little bit more. And from there, just falling knife. It just, I'm waiting for just a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of a curl. We get nothing. And it just keeps dropping and dropping slowly. This is really tough because it's not like just a quick flash, another quick flash down. It's this bleeding that happens. And you're expecting some sort of support, maybe in here, maybe in here, something that'll at least give you a bounce so you can get out. Never got up that opportunity. It just keeps drifting down. So I eventually had to cut the loss at 333, and I'm glad I did it there because it drifted off into no man's land. But I took a huge loss on that. So today, this is kind of the spotlight on this trade. You know, even though I'm green today, I'm up 468 bucks. I want to focus on this because this was one of my big disastrous moves is hopping in. And it's just too dramatic, too fast. especially with this whole piece where there's no volume before in this thing, and it just starts ripping out of nowhere. You've got to be careful, because these things don't always trade the way you think they will sometimes. Like right here, I thought there would be some kind of support somewhere in this area on the backside, and there was really just nothing. It, you know, shot up like a rocket and came right back down and went even further on the backside, you know. So I really fell for it, and that was my kind of disastrous play today. Now I did the same. Let's see if I can hop over to OBLN. I think that was one that I had almost a slight similar move here. Well, kind of did. Luckily enough, I was able to trade this thing a little bit more appropriately, and really lucked out because it did hold some areas in here. This thing did pop up. You know, once again, you see this whole thing of no volume prior. Got to be careful with that. Went right up into a halt, opens up, and I started trading it all in here. And thank God, at least there was some stability, at least in this range right here, until we hit this area where it's just really started ripping down, going past VWAP, and just absolutely crashing. This thing is nasty. Let me know if you traded OBLN today, if you're still holding it. I've been there before, but a lot of these, you know, for day traders, you got to trade and get out, and you've got to make your right moves, and sometimes they're difficult to do. They can be really tricky. So those were two that were pretty tricky for me today. But let's go back. I'll go to ALF and show you a little bit on this one. I traded this thing all day long. It was quite crazy. Had a lot of good momentum towards the beginning of the day here. Look, we open up, you know, has a nice run pre-market, and pushed up a little bit, came down, and then from there it was just game on. Went right into a halt. From there opens up big time. We get a nice trend up here, showing a lot of resistance, so focusing on that area. And so yeah, I traded all within here. Did all right, and just screwed up on some of those other trades on the other stocks. But this one was tricky at some instances. It's one of those stocks that would, you know, do this thing where it would get into a range and stay there for such a long time, like right in here. You know, after I had a dramatic sell-off, movement under VWAP, consolidated for a while, eventually had a nice, you know, stair step up here in this area. Then it did a fake out, broke down. Then it was able to trend up again. So this is a lot of tug of war in here. A lot of tug of war, and this was a dangerous spot too, as it was working its way up. I felt like I wanted to keep going and going. Maybe you thought it might have wanted to retest the 672 area. It couldn't. It went up to 650, and from there trended down just a little bit. Maybe some people thought it was a pullback, and boom, what a flush. And honestly, I think I did get trapped in that as well. I think I was positive on the day, like up 300 at that point, and this took me out pretty hard. I sold as quick as I could down here, but it was down at the bottom, and that put me back to neutral on the day. So I fell for it pretty tough. And as you can see, look at this. The rest of the day, this is incredible. All downhill, consolidated sideways, and then eventually curled up a bit, and then we hit this one area where it just blew past VWAP and just started pushing hard. So I traded quite a bit in here, which helped me put my profit on the end of the day. But it was difficult. There's a lot of spots like in here. I thought it maxed out, and it pushed again, but then completely ripped down, and then pushed up a little bit, consolidated, and then had a huge another candle here at the very end of the day. So really impressive stuff. You just had to be careful on trading it and when to get in and when to get out. But that's part of my strategy. Is I like to I did so many scalp trades, and sometimes I think it just helps me maintain a little bit of the risk, because I know I can always, if something goes against me, I can always just sell and then eventually get back in. Whereas I used to in the past, I think, hold a lot longer on some of these stocks, and sometimes I would get into such a bad situation, sometimes it wouldn't recover. So anyways, yeah, today was absolutely nuts. I'm just mentally exhausted from all this, but what else did I trade before I leave you here? TRCH, that was another one. This was pretty crazy too, not as dramatic. We had a big push up here, and I actually missed a good chunk of this because I got focused in another position, and I was kind of watching this entire thing, waiting to possibly break that prior high of 533, and we got it, and I was just kind of late to the game. I still got some money on it, which was good, but that was another one I traded today. So that pretty much wraps it up for everything. ALF was, I think, my main go-to for most of my trades. PETZ, definitely my worst. That stock I've got to keep good note of, that it is a crazy one, and it is quite dangerous if you're not ready for it. So I'll give you the calendar recap before I go here. This week, yesterday was pretty much neutral. Today, 468. So it's Tuesday. That's good. Beginning of the week still here, and I'm hoping I can continue some progress here and putting it on some green days, because I definitely need it. You really got to think about it. I mean, sure, I got 468 today, but you know, I have to split that with my Monday now. Like, if I want to look at my, everyday progress and averaging everything out for the weeks or however you like to do it, 468 here is really, I'm half of that. Let's say half of that for Monday and Tuesday. So, not that great, but it's in the right direction. I need to keep making the same progress. I ideally like to be putting on $1,000 a day, but I still do have a lot of capital tied up in AMC and costs and GME, and these are my big swing trades that I've been playing for a while, and they're I'm still holding them there. I feel like they're just taking a while to kind of push through. I think there is potential for it to really go up, but it's kind of a waiting game, and trying to get more retail traders in there to buy and hold. And yeah, so still holding that position, up 300% on that, which is pretty good, $5,800. So we'll see where that one goes. But that pretty much wraps up today's recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed this, and let me know how you traded today in the comments, what you traded, how you did, and I also want to hear from you. What was your big mistake today? What stock did you really fumble on, and what price range was it for you where you screwed up? For me, definitely PETZ. That one didn't leave a good taste in my mouth. So that's it for now. Happy Tuesday. Take care. We'll see you on the next one.